Hi guys, this is Gaming with Dawson, and today we are on part 22 of the home gym. What we're gonna do this episode is continue building up the weights on the landmine. North Korea kind of looks like a scene from 1984. Which Kim Il-sung is like Big Brother. The reason there's incentives for work, it's basically compensating for all the to replenish all your expenditures that your body has expended during the shift. That's why there is something called an incentive. The plot of my TV show, it's going to take place sometime in the 24th century. When humans have already, also known as, like it'd be diverse. Like, the citizen, like, also known as, the, like, the character design would be kind of like a lot of the modern day cartoons, like Adventure Time, Steven Universe, and the SoCal Arts. And all the characters would have sort of pie-cut eyes, except instead of having a sharp taper, they'll have a round cut instead. Similar to what you'll see in the video of the song called Are You Lost in the World Like Me by Moby. In the TV show, there would actually be flying cars. That rely on anti-gravity. And humans will which would be called tunes, will have organized settlement across the solar system, in which the total energy output, they'd use the entire Earth as a power source. Type 1 civilization means that we can utilize the energy of the entire planet. But Type 2 would mean that we'll be able to utilize the energy of the entire system, planetary system. Type 3 would mean that we'd be able to utilize the power of an entire galaxy. That's based on the Kardashev scale. Technological tiers. Like societal tiers. For me, like in my theory, Type 0 would mean you can only utilize the energy of your body. Type 0 means you can utilize enough energy to power a settlement. And Tier 1 would mean you'd have the energy to power a division within a nation. Tier 2 would mean energy Tier 2 would mean you could power an entire nation. Tier 3 would mean you could, like, the energy output would be that of a continent. Continent, nation, division, settlement. Tier 4 would mean you could harness the power of the entire planet. Right now, we are in Tier 3. We'll eventually reach Tier 4, which would mean you could harness the energy of an entire planet. Tier 5 would mean you could harness the power of an entire planetary system. which would mean building Dyson swarms. Settlement, region, nation, continent, planet, planetary system. Basically, as we eventually reach Type 1 civilization, we're going to have to start hunting for resources on other planets too. Like under the Kardashev scale. Tier 0 would mean you can harness the power of a settlement. Tier 1 would mean you can harness the power of a region within a nation. Tier 2 would mean harnessing the power of a nation. Tier 3 would mean harnessing the power of a continent. Tier 4 would mean you can harness the power of an entire planet. Right now, we are in Tier 3. We're not in Tier 4 yet. Tier 4 would mean we could harness the power of the entire planet. But then, once we reach Tier 5, we'll be able to harness the power of the entire solar system. Settlement, region, nation, continent, planet. Tier 5 would mean we'll be able to harness the power of the entire solar system. Tier 6 would mean we'd be able to harness the power settlement, region, nation, continent, planet, solar system. What's next? Galaxies. Tier 6 would mean we'd be able to harness the power of a galaxy. Settlement, region, nation. Right now we are in Tier 3. It's gonna be well, before we achieve Tier 4. Once we achieve Tier 4 civilization, Tier 7 would mean you could harness the power of the entire of a galactic group, like the local group. And Tier 8 would mean you could harness the power of a supercluster. Tier 9 would mean you could harness the power of the entire universe. Supercluster complex, which is a cluster of superclusters. Tier 10 would mean you could harness the power of the entire universe. And we are not there yet. We are only on Tier 3. When it goes to power output, and as we eventually harness the power of the planet, we're going to have to colonize other planets too. Before we... Once we reach Tier 5... we're going to have to start traveling to the stars. Then, once we reach Tier 6, we're going to have to travel to distant galaxies. Like, to galaxies within the local group. Eventually, in order to reach that final tier, basically it's going to require time travel. Tier 1. Settlement. Region, nation, continent, planet. And as we reach the final tier, like, we're not on tier 4 yet, when it goes to energy output. And it's gonna be 100 or 200 years before we reach that stage in electrical output. And we're not even at region, nation, continent. We're not even at tier 4 yet. It's gonna be at least 200, approximately about 200 years before we reach that. Like 100 to 200 years, approximately. In tier 5, it's gonna be probably about 1,000 or 2,000 years, maybe. But by the time we reach tier 6, we would probably discover faster than light travel before then. A viable method for faster than light travel. Basically, airports in the future would become spaceports. Or maybe we would build spaceports up in space. And if humanity survives the next billion years, it's going to be that long before we can harness the power of the entire universe. Like, the observable part of the universe. Zero, settlement, 1, region, 2, nation. Tier 5, that's when computers, by the time we reach tier 5, computers will have reached their maximum potential. Assuming we don't go back to the Dark Ages. The first Dark Ages happened with the Toba super eruption. When that happened, humanity went into the Dark Ages. Like, humanity almost went extinct. And complete triploid is always fatal. But mosaic triploid has a lower case fatality rate, or CFR. The most common triploid disorder is Down syndrome, which there is an extra copy of the 21st chromosome. Before it was given a name, it was called trisomy 21. Trisomy 21. It doesn't just affect your brain, like many people are led to believe. That only affects. It also affects the heart too. Which is why most people with Down syndrome often die in their 60s. Instead of live to be like 70 or 80 years old. Now at the end of the universe, like, as stars begin to die, we'll be able to steal energy from black holes. Like, we'll probably start stealing energy from black holes. Black holes might be a source of electricity in the future, but they could be used as a weapon of mass destruction at the same time. It can be used as a weapon of mass destruction at the same time. Anyways, this is Gaming with Alston signing off. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook for more content like this. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. This is Gaming with Alston signing off. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for more, and until next time, bye.